Greetings. Today in this video I thought I would go through my bookshelf. Well, I've got a few books here, books I want to finish by the end of the year, or at least start or work my way through, because I find that I usually buy books by my mood. So if I'm going through a phase where I want to focus on, let's say for instance, numerology and numbers, I would buy books on numbers, and then like when I finished with that, for the meantime I would move on. But I've got some really good books here that I would like to at least start or finish in my library, so I thought I would get started. I'm so happy because right now I feel like I'm getting back into books. I've always liked books ever since I was younger. It used to be my form of escapism, you know, being in another world. And yeah, I've finished 2 books already. It's mid-January, well, coming to the end of January. I finished 2 books already, and I'm halfway through my 3rd one. And yeah, I'm just ready to get back into my reading. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books here. I don't have a script or anything like that. I'm just gonna go with it. And yeah, so let's just go with it. So the first book is Sacred Woman by Queen Afua, A Guide to the Healing Feminine Body, Mind and Spirit. Now, I've had this book for years and I can't even lie to you, I've picked up and looked through it, but I haven't actually like read it. So I feel like this is the year where I want to get my mind, body, soul all together. And yeah, what a better way is to start with Queen Afua's Sacred Woman. I'm all about healing and the mind, the body, the soul, the spirit, and natural healing at that. And yeah, come on, Queen Afua. I watched a podcast with her in it the other day. I can't remember what it was called. And she just spoke to me, and I remember just thinking, wow, like, if I'm half the healer that Queen Afua is, I'll be so happy. And she's very inspirational. She's, yeah, as a black woman myself, she's just very inspiring. And yeah, definitely, I wanna either read it or start reading it. So yeah, Queen Afua's Sacred Woman. The second book is a little bit different. The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse. And this book was actually given to me by one of my friends, or colleague turned friend. Once again, it's just been on my bookshelf and I haven't read it. And I hear such great things about this book. I think it's one of those books where you just have to read at least once. And yeah, I'm definitely going to read through it. And it's not even, like, if you look at it, it's got more pictures than words. And I haven't even seen this page before. So definitely I'm going to read The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse. The next book is Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way. And I started reading this book. I don't know if my thing's still in there. Oh, no, it's not. I started reading this book a couple of years ago. And I think I was working through it the wrong way. So I was working through the exercises in the book. And I was doing I think it was the morning journal one. I can't remember what week it was. But it was one where you had to read, you had to journal every morning. And it got to the point where I was like trying to find things to journal, and it just became more of like a task. So I think now I'm in a different mindset. I'm going to try this book again and work through them with no pressure, no need to, I need to complete 4 pages exactly. It's a 12-week long program of exercises and explorations to help you loosen up your artistic self. And yeah, this book, I hear such amazing things about it, and it's true. When I started, when I started reading it, it is amazing, but I think for me it became more of a task. So now I'm in a different mindset. This is definitely a book that I am going to complete this year. The next book, I am working through it. Where am I at? I'm on page 68. It is The 4-Hour Work Week. I pick it up every now and again. I put it back down. But to be honest with you, it got to some of the points where, like, say for this, for instance, I think maybe because it's in dollars, I don't know, but like tasks like this, I think there's little like tasks for you to do, I believe. But when I see that, it throws me off, especially when I see like dollar signs and things like that. It's like, it doesn't relate to me. But I also think it's just an excuse as well. But it's definitely something that I'm going to read, or I think I might start it again, to be honest with you, because if you tell me what I read, I probably wouldn't know, and I probably need to make notes. The 4-Hour Work Week is a book that I'm going to work through this year. I'm going to work through it. I'm going to work through it. Because I want a 4-hour work week. I want it, so I'm going to read it. The next book, I've had this book for years. The Cosmic Serpent. DNA and the Origins of Knowledge. I've had this book for so many years and I haven't even read page 1. In all honesty, I think I need to be in a point in my life where I'm able to read it, because right now I feel like maybe right this minute I'm not ready to read this book. I can't even lie to you. I need to do research beforehand. I need to get into this kind of mindset, the DNA mindset, the, you know, to be able to work through this book and fully understand, because there's been probably like a lot of people, I'll read books and I probably don't understand it, but for the sake of finishing it, I will finish it. But if someone asks me what it's about, I'll be like, yeah, I have no idea. These next 3 books are books that I've got recently. This book is a fiction book, I think, but it is Here Comes the Sun, and it's about a girl with her sister, I think living in Jamaica. They're from Jamaica, and yeah, I remember someone was reading this book and I looked up on Goodreads and I was like, yeah, that sounds like a book I need to read at least once in my lifetime. So I've got this recently. I got this like a couple days ago from World of Books. I think it was like £3. I think on World of Books they have 4 books for the price of 3. Buy 3 books, get a 3rd free on used books. So this was one of them that I got. So that's something, I feel like it's probably going to be an easy read. I'm just going to fly through it. Next book is Betty Shine's Mind to Mind. David Icke, years ago when, during lockdown, when David Icke had, he did an interview with, oh, what's it called? The London Real, I think it is, with Brian something. Anyway, he done an interview, and I remember when, during lockdown, everyone was locked in and it was live and this and the other. And he mentioned this book, Mind to Mind. I think this is one of the books that helped him get started on his journey. He said he saw it in a library, I think, or a bookstore, and this book was just there, like gleaming at him, like, oh. And from then he just, you know, it helped him start off his journey as to, you know, as we know him today. So thanks, David Icke. I'm going to read this book. And this has been on my, to reads list on Goodreads for about, probably ever since I saw that interview, probably like 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm finally seeing it, and I can't wait. I think this is going to be the next book I read. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Well, the last book that I'm looking to work through, I got this book maybe last month. I haven't read it or touched it because I'm reading one book. It's The Stranger in the Woods. It's about a guy who he's 20 years old. He just left home and he just lived off grid in nature. Became a survivalist, and I believe this is his story. Most of my books that I read, they're usually for self-development or on a topic that I want to know more about, or something that I have interest, or usually that I can relate to the character, to the writer. And yeah, I definitely want to get back into reading because I feel like I'm a visual person, and I can either read something and completely understand it, or I can watch something and completely understand it. Like, that's how I get my information. And I feel like I've become quite reliant on like watching stuff and learning that way. But I feel like this year I'm going to get into my books. Yeah. What do you think about my book choice for this year? I'm going to try and read, I've set my task, a minimum of 12 books this year. And I always set too high and I don't even reach anywhere near it. So I thought, you know what? 1 book a month. I've already done 2 this month. 1 book a month is feasible. I'm going to try there, and then from there I'm gonna move forward. Almost like 100 books on my to read list on Goodreads. Gonna try and go through at least 2 or 3 of these books before I purchase some more. I don't know what order I'm gonna read them. Some of them are gonna be like reference books where I'm gonna come back to them, and others I'm probably just gonna read all the way through. But right now I am reading the second book on this series, The Restaurant at the End of the Universe. And I think after the second book, so yeah, I'm up to here. After the second book, I think I'm going to give it a break, and then I'm going to read another book and come back to it, because I feel like it's starting to become like, oh, I need something more. And I like to focus on one story at a time. At least it's like, if it's fiction, one fiction book and one non-fiction. But yeah, those are my books. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know what you recommend, and let me know what genre you like. I love watching booktube videos and things like that. So yeah, if you like any of these books, if you recommend, let me know. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bless.